In this video, I'm going to show you a simple opening trap that even strong players like masters will fall for. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with pawn to e4, pawn to e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop c4, the Italian. So bishop c5, the most common move, and we're going to play pawn to c3 with the idea of pawn to d4. The most common move, knight f6, and we're going to play pawn to d4. So he's going to capture, we're going to recapture, and then bishop b4 check is the best move, the most common move. And here we're going to play bishop d2. Now, if he's not careful, we can take on b4, sack on f7, and play queen b3 check and pick up this knight. So he's probably going to capture our bishop. We're going to capture back with a knight. And here, if black were to do something like castle, we can start pushing his knights back with e5, because he hasn't held back the center. So the most common and best move here is d5. So we're going to capture that pawn. He's going to capture back with a knight, and we're going to castle. Here the best move is castle, and we're going to start pulling black into the trap with knight to e5. Now at this point, if he does capture our knight, we're going to get a good kingside pawn majority. We can expand the kingside and cause black some problems. So the best move here is knight takes d4. Now we're going to play knight b3 and attack his knight. So he's got to take our knight. And then you can see we've cut up an attack on this knight. And we're going to go ahead and play bishop takes d5. And so here's where the trap begins. The most obvious move for black is knight takes rook. And this is what even a strong player will play if he doesn't know this trap. Now, if your opponent does know the trap, he can just play queen f6. And he's survived the opening trap. But most players don't know it, so they won't play that. So he takes our rook, and now we start the domination. First, we take this pawn with check, and you'll note that if he were to take our bishop, we can just grab the queen for free. So he's going to play king h8, and now we play queen h5. And you'll see right off the bat we have a strong attack, and we're threatening knight g6 check, which would be checkmate. And you can see the engine shows that we already have a significant advantage. And I think even strong players, even masters, will fall into this trap. So the first thing to note is, let's say he plays pawn to h6. Well, we can win right away. We play rook to d1. And the idea is to take this queen out of defense of the rook. If they play queen e7, we have knight g6, and we win the queen. If they play queen f6, we play knight g6. He has to play king h7. We pick up this rook for free, and we're already completely winning. So there is a move here. After rook d1, there's bishop f5. And then we just pick up the queen and play h4 to make love for our king, because we had some back rank threats. And we're threatening to win this bishop. Let's say he plays bishop h7. Then we can hop this bishop back. And we're just sub-material, so we have a technical advantage here. We're threatening things like knight f7, knight g6. So going back, if g6, we can just take this pawn. If king g7, we can just take this rook. So once you get to this point, you're completely winning. So I hope you can get this in your games. You might be able to beat a much stronger player than you. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Thanks.